football. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so your boy, your main man, 50 grand, Anthony Joshua. You know, he's getting ready for his big fight. And I don't even want to say a big fight because I don't think it's a big fight, but it's a little cool domestic dust-up out there in the UK. Him and Dillian Whyte, they're going to be doing the rematch 7 years after they fought for the British title. And it'll be cool, I guess. It's always good to see AJ in the ring. So I'll never complain because Anthony Joshua is one of the faces of boxing. He is the golden boy of British boxing. And, yeah, there's that. But he was speaking to Boxing Social recently. Shout out to the fine folks at Boxing Social. They do great work. And basically, he was talking about his former working relationship with Robert Garcia. Now, you guys may remember Anthony Joshua left his longtime trainer, Robert Kraken. He hooked up with the world-renowned Robert Garcia for the Alexander Usyk rematch. And by the way, I thought he looked very good in the rematch. I thought he was about as good as he possibly could have been in the rematch. It's just that Usyk was just better than AJ, and he just has AJ's number. There's no shame in losing to a guy like Usyk. The fact that he got in the ring with him twice, I'll always respect that about AJ. You know what I'm saying? But he was speaking about his ex-coach, Robert Garcia, and he didn't have such kind words to say about Robert Garcia. So here's what he said about Robert Garcia and comparing his working relationship with Robert Garcia to his new working relationship with his now trainer, Derek James. He stated the following, and I quote, "I recall when I was training for the Usyk fight and I had Robert Garcia on board, the fight date kept getting pushed back and the general conversation in the Usyk camp was, we need this fight to happen soon because we don't want AJ to spend as much time as possible with Robert Garcia." But in my mind, I was like, I didn't feel like I was being taught anything, so I didn't think it mattered. If I spent a year with him, I was still going to do my thing anyway. With Derek James, I soak up every second that I'm in the gym with him. Whether I'm successful or not, Derek James is the truth. As his own individual person, Derek James is the truth. The time spent with him has been very, very valuable, end quote. Now, strong words, Anthony Joshua, and what I take from his words are quite simply this. Obviously, I wasn't there to see how he worked with Robert Garcia, so I don't have an opinion on that. But what I can say is, it just sounds like he probably has more respect for Derek James for whatever the case may be. I feel like Derek James, something about Derek James, or maybe his track record, has commanded more respect from AJ than Robert Garcia has accomplished in boxing because he said it himself. He said it didn't matter if he spent a month or a year with Robert Garcia. He was going to do his own thing anyway. So I feel like Anthony Joshua didn't really fully invest in the Garcia training camp. And funny enough, he was never really known as a body puncher going into the Usyk fight, but I saw him throw more punches to the body in that fight, and I feel like that was direct result of Robert Garcia instruction, right? So whether he wants to acknowledge it or not, I think Robert Garcia did have some positive things that influenced his style in the Usyk rematch. So I look at it as AJ kind of throwing Robert Garcia under the bus, which I don't like because I think Robert Garcia is a man in boxing who deserves respect in the sport. Derek James, listen, right now he's only had one fight with AJ, and they've been successful, so he's going to say the right things now. But like if Anthony Joshua fights Dillian Whyte, or, you know, if they fight Filip Hrgović after and he gets plastered by Filip Hrgović, which I think is going to happen if they ever fight, will he still have these same words about, you know, Derek James? You know, we shall see. But I don't think it's a good look for him to be throwing Robert Garcia under the bus because Robert Garcia is a respected coach in boxing. So we'll see how it goes. But one thing we do know about Derek James is that he's going to have all of his fighters, Errol Spence, Ryan Garcia, Anthony Joshua, Frank Martin, who's fighting this weekend, you know, they're all going to have that solid, basic, you know, fundamentals of boxing. And you're not going to see them drop their hands. You're not going to see them make mistakes. If you beat a Derek James fighter, you're going to have to really, really beat them, you know. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. You know, Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte should be a good test because Dillian Whyte's got a good coach as well with Buddy McGirt. I'm sure they'll come up with a great game plan. They've been training very hard down here in Florida. And I just feel like, Dillian White isn't the most polished fighter, but, Dillian White's got a big left hook. It's probably one of the most dangerous punches in the heavyweight division. So we'll see what Anthony Joshua has learned from Derek James going into the Dillian White fight, because, he did get hurt in that first fight. If you remember, he got hurt in that first fight. He was able to weather the storm, and then he wound up stopping Dillian White later on. If for whatever reason that left hook is able to land on Anthony Joshua at all, it could send Anthony Joshua to the morgue, the metaphorical morgue, not the real morgue, but the metaphorical morgue, and it could really mess up a lot of his plans. He may not even get the chance to fight Fury or any of these guys, or Hrgovic. He might just lose to Dillian White. So I'm looking forward to that fight. I'm looking forward to seeing Anthony Joshua in his second camp with Derek James, and how he's readjusted with Derek James. Maybe some of the mistakes, and maybe be a bit more aggressive, because that was the criticism of Anthony Joshua in the Jermaine Franklin fight. People didn't like the fact that he was boxing more conservatively, staying within that basic boxing foundation, boxing pacely behind that jab with Derek James. They wanted the old AJ that fought Povetkin and Vladimir Klitschko to show up in the fight. And when it didn't, he was under a lot of criticism. And for me, I thought Joshua looked like one of the best versions we'd ever seen. So I think Dillian White is dangerous enough to give us a bit more answers about Anthony Joshua. And I think with this being a rivalry fight, we're gonna get a bit more of a spiteful Anthony Joshua. So should be an interesting fight when it does come off next month on August the 12th. But those are Anthony Joshua's words about Robert Garcia. Make of that what you will, and him comparing Derek James to Robert Garcia going into the Dillian White rematch. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that, and also give me your thoughts on the Anthony Joshua Dillian White rematch. I feel like this is a good fight at the right time for Anthony Joshua, and hopefully it leads to a more dangerous fight after, because I really want to see Anthony Joshua fight Filip Hrgovic, or obviously Tyson Fury. But we can't always get what we want in boxing right when we want it. So we'll leave it at that. But leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.